Columbia University, nestled in the heart of New York City. This institution breathes history, having witnessed countless moments that shaped America. Student activism is woven into the very fabric of Columbia. It's a place where voices rise, demanding change. From its earliest days, students at Columbia have challenged the status quo. They fought for academic freedom. They rallied against social injustices. The campus, a breeding ground for critical thinking and dissent. Columbia's legacy of activism is a testament to the power of student voices. It shows how young minds can spark change. It's a story of courage, conviction, and the unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. 1. A year etched in history. At Columbia, it was a period of intense upheaval. The Vietnam War raged, casting a long shadow over the nation. Students outraged by the war and racial injustice rose up in protest. The protests of 1968 were a turning point. They brought the university to a standstill. Students occupied buildings, demanding an end to the university's ties with the Institute for Defense Analyses, a military research group. They called for greater diversity and inclusion within the university. These protests were met with resistance from the university administration and the police. The clashes were intense, leaving a lasting mark on Columbia's history. The events of 1968 remain a poignant reminder of the power of student activism in challenging authority and demanding change. The 1968 protests at Columbia sent shockwaves through the nation. They became a symbol of the growing student movement sweeping across the country. The protests forced universities to confront issues of race, war, and social justice. Columbia, in the aftermath of the protests, underwent significant changes. The university implemented reforms, it expanded its curriculum, it made efforts to increase diversity and inclusion. The protests served as a catalyst for broader discussions about the role of universities in society. The spirit of '68 continues to resonate at Columbia. It inspires new generations of students to engage in activism. The events of that year remind us that change is possible even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Section 4, the 1980s Anti-Apartheid protests and a new generation of activists. The 1980s saw a resurgence of student activism at Columbia. This time the focus was on the fight against apartheid in South Africa. Students outraged by the brutality of the apartheid regime demanded the university divest from companies doing business in South Africa. The anti-apartheid protests at Columbia were part of a larger global movement. Students organized rallies, sit-ins, and boycotts. They put pressure on the university to take a stand against racial injustice. These protests were successful. After years of sustained activism, Columbia University divested from companies supporting the South African apartheid regime. This victory demonstrated the power of collective action and the ability of students to make a real difference in the world. Section 5. Continuing the legacy recent movements at Columbia University. The spirit of activism remains alive and well at Columbia University. In recent years, students have organized protests on a range of issues. They have demanded action on climate change, racial justice, and economic inequality. These movements reflect the ongoing commitment of Columbia students to social justice. They are a testament to the university's legacy of activism, a legacy that continues to inspire and empower new generations of students to raise their voices and demand change. From the fight against the Vietnam War to the movement for racial justice, Columbia students have consistently demonstrated their willingness to challenge the status quo and create a more just and equitable world. Section 6. Conclusion. The power of protest in shaping Columbia University. Columbia University's history is intertwined with student activism. From the tumultuous protests of 1968 to the recent movements for social justice, students have played a pivotal role in shaping the university's identity. Their activism has led to tangible changes within the university and has contributed to broader societal progress. The legacy of protest at Columbia serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of student voices. It underscores the ability of young people to challenge injustice, demand change, and create a better future. Columbia University, a place where the echoes of rebellion continue to resonate, inspiring generations to come.